Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and let's get into today's video. So I was inspired to do today's video by a little spring cleaning session that I was doing in our master bedroom closet last week. One of the great things about this house when we first looked at it was that the master closet has this really nice built-in situation, like these built-in organizational shelves and things like that. And at the ends of the closet where it kind of wraps around, there are these two sets of shelves on the corners. And I'm sure the intention was to buy little boxes or fun things to put hats and gloves in and store them there. But for me, as soon as I saw those, I was like, oh, that's the perfect place to put my perfume collection. So that is where my perfume collection has been housed ever since we moved into this house almost 5 years ago now. The closet is great because it has its own heating and air conditioning vent situation. So the closet always stays a constant 67 degrees. That's the temperature we keep in the house. And there's no windows, so it's perfect for storing perfume because it is a cool, dark, dry place. And it keeps a lot of my perfumes in really, really great condition. So I have always been very meticulous about storing my perfumes. So a lot of these I have had for a very long time. And while perfume does turn, I will tell you, you are not going to necessarily keep every perfume in your collection for years and years and years and still be able to wear it and have it smell good when you put it on. There does come a certain point in time where most perfumes they can turn sour, or the the oils that are used just kind of degrade, and the scent is just never quite the same. But I do think if you store everything properly, so away from sunlight, cool, dark, dry location, you don't want a humid area like your bathroom or anything like that. Keep the temperature constant and you can keep perfume for a number of years. And that is the case with these because these have always been stored in a dry, dark spot. Before we moved into this house, what I did is I went to, you can find these at Marshall's, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx. Those boxes that have the lids that flip up, they're literally just nicer cardboard boxes you can get. There's fun designs and stuff. Anyway, I would just buy the taller boxes so that way my taller perfume bottles could sit in there. And then that's where I would store my perfume. And I would keep it in, at the time it was our office, and just away from the window in that box. And whenever I wanted to spray my perfume on me, I would just head in there and take it out and use it and then put it right back. So you don't have to have a big, huge closet. You can find storage ideas I don't know, those boxes are what, 10 bucks? They're just cardboard, so they're perfect. Anyway, store your perfume properly and you can have it for years. So I'm gonna take you guys through now and just share some of these fragrances. These really take me down memory lane because most of these were released between I think 2006 and 2009 or 2010. And most of these I purchased back in those days. So we're talking early 2000s fragrances here. And most of them, one of them I can tell definitely should probably I should retire it and maybe just buy another one, but we'll do that one first. This one here. What is this ridiculous bottle? Why, this is M by Mariah Carey. I actually still remember where I purchased this. I was visiting a girlfriend in Chicago, and I purchased this at, was it a Macy's there? I can't remember what store it was, but I remember her saying, oh my gosh, I love this Mariah Carey perfume. And I was like, really? And I smelled it and I said, absolutely, I need a bottle of that. And so that's where this bad boy came from. Probably I think it was 2007 that I bought this. It definitely smells a little off. I will say I can still smell the original intention here for sure. But it smells a little bit more, almost I would say astringent at this point. But this is a beautiful floral. Definitely has some musky vibes to it for sure. I love the original. Hi buddy, how are you? Hello. I love the original, and I still even like it with this little bit of like a funky note to it. I'm actually tempted to order another one of these just so I can experience it again. I don't think that I would actually spray this one on my skin because I don't love it now that it has turned a little bit. Like I still remember this trip, and this was like a great memory from that trip, and I still have, you know, like every time I smell this, I still think about the bars that we went to in Chicago. Well, that's what I was doing back then. This was before Stella. Having a good time. But yeah, like it totally brings back those memories from that trip and dousing myself with that before hitting up some bars in Chicago. So anyway, let's keep going. Do you guys remember this delicious mess here? Okay, Juicy Couture back in the day. I love me some Juicy Couture fragrances. I never really got into the tracksuits. I don't know, that wasn't my thing. But I did love the Juicy fragrances. And this is Viva La Juicy here. Now this one, I think I bought in like 2008 or 9, somewhere around there. And I still love this. This smells exactly like it did the day that I bought it. And you guys, I have barely even used any of this. Like, I don't know why I never wore this on any kind of regular, but let's bust it out. Still has that nice fine mist to it. I still love this fragrance. It's very kind of generic, like mid-2000s, like early mid-2000s type of fragrance for sure. Like it has the floral notes, and it has a little bit of like a slight musk to it, but very perfumey, very feminine, very vibrant. Almost borderline aggressive. Like this is a very aggressive type of fragrance. And this is actually the fragrance here. This one has a fun story associated with it. This one got me pulled into HR at work. Viva La Juicy was responsible for me getting in trouble for wearing perfume at work. I wasn't even piling it on, but that is how powerful she was. I would do like a spritz on my wrist in the mornings, and I totally had a coworker that complained. I think her name was Michelle. I still have it out for Michelle, but we'll move on. All right, let's keep going with, you guys remember this one? Euphoria by Calvin Klein. Now this was a date night type of fragrance for me. I remember wearing this on a bunch of my dates with Craig back in the day. And this one is very heavy. This is a borderline masculine fragrance, very heavy, almost like, not intense patchouli, but there's some patchouli vibes in here for sure. Very woody, almost like earthy type of fragrance. The scent has definitely changed a little bit for sure. I think I bought this one in either 2009 or 2010. It could have possibly been earlier, but right around that time. It was before Stella. I remember all of my perfumes in terms of like before Stella and after Stella, because I feel like pregnancy changed my fragrance taste just ever so slightly. And this one here, I still to this day really enjoy this scent. It is very strong, it's very potent. I feel like this could almost be a unisex type of scent. Very, very, very dark. A dark scent for sure, but I like it a lot. I really like that one a lot. I'm still liking that Juicy, that Viva La Juicy on me. That's a great scent. All right, let's go in with a rose. Now this is the YSL Parisienne. I think I purchased this one in 2008. I think this was, I can't remember if it was before or after our wedding, but this is gorgeous, you guys. This also has some like fruity notes to it. I believe there might be some like raspberry in here, but this is the most gorgeous take on a rose. Ultra feminine, very, very sweet rose scent. Not your typical old-fashioned rose, much, much sweeter. And it has like that fruitiness kind of running throughout. It's just beautiful, you guys. I don't even know if this one is still around or if the fragrance has been discontinued, but I loved everything about this scent. I loved the rose in it. The rose kind of reminds me of my grandma, or my Oma, I guess I should say. She always loved rose things, and she grew roses as well. I loved this like really nice faceted bottle. I just thought everything about this was so pretty. Even the gold, like just, I love it. This is stunning. If you're looking for a nice, sweet, modern take on a rose, like I feel like this is one worth checking out. Again, I don't know if this is actually still around. This is still like my OG from back in the day, but you can tell with some of these, if I really love them, like I nurse these fragrances, especially if they are from non-cruelty free brands. At this point in time, what I choose to purchase for myself, now this doesn't include when people purchase me gifts, because if someone gives me a gift and it happens to be from a non-cruelty free brand, I'm still gonna be gracious and accept that gift. But it's not something, like I wouldn't choose to give my money to a company like YSL, for example, because they still sell in China, and I believe that they are still doing animal testing at this time. So YSL is not cruelty free, but if it ever were to be, I would absolutely repurchase this in a heartbeat. I think this is so pretty. All right. This perfume is really fun because this is actually the perfume that my daughter is named after. So this is Stella by Stella McCartney, and this is another rose-based scent. This one here is by far my favorite ever. This is also a sweet rose. It has sort of a nice mix of a more modern rose, but it also has a little bit of that like very classic like Damascena rose type scent. And I believe there's also, I think there's cranberry in here and a touch of raspberry as well, if I remember correctly. But this is just stunning. Like this is the epitome of like a girly, like just pretty rose. I love this one so much, and I wore this so much like the year or two before I got pregnant with Stella that this just became like my signature scent. And when I was thinking of a name for Stella, like I just kept going back to this fragrance, and I was like, I really like this perfume, and I kind of like the name Stella. I feel like this would be a great name for a little girl. Like Stella to me was a slightly more like old-fashioned name, not super old-fashioned, not like Opal or something like that, but you know, kind of like an older style of name. And I just always imagined like every Stella that I've ever met has been super sassy and like vibrant and fun, and that was just the image that I had for my little girl. And I think the name suits her perfectly. Like she's very vibrant, very fun. She can be very feminine, but she also has like this tomboy side to her. This is definitely very, very feminine, but it's also just a really fun fragrance, which my kid is. So I'm glad that I named her after this. This is beautiful. If you've never tried it, highly, highly recommend. I think this came out in like 2007 or 2008. This could have actually come out much earlier. I think this possibly came out in 2004. I've heard about this one for a really long time. It took me a while to try it, but when I did, I thought, yes, this is gorgeous. And then the last one, let's do a Victoria's Secret. Do you guys remember when they had the Cashmere Vanilla Jasmine? This again is taking it back to the very early 2000s. I don't even remember the exact date on this, but I am so impressed with how well this fragrance has held up. It's definitely a lot more yellow than what it used to be, but oh man, the scent is exactly the same. This one is so good, you guys. This does have that beautiful white, clean jasmine, but it's wrapped in this like vanilla muskiness. It just smells like a warm hug. This scent is stunning, you guys. And this is an interesting one to me because this is like any season. Like this is something that I would love to wear in like the fall and winter months because it does feel kind of like it has a coziness to it. But it's also so pretty with that jasmine where it would be stunning to wear, but like on a warm spring or summer evening out on a date as well. I feel like they should come back out with this. This was a great scent, and if Victoria's Secret somehow has this in their vault somewhere, they should bring this up because this is absolutely gorgeous. Cashmere Vanilla Jasmine. Ugh, I love it. And I think the bottle was really pretty too. I like either really simple bottles or I like things that are like crazy, ridiculous, over the top. Like, I mean, what is this? This is so, it's silly, but I love it. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. Let me know what your oldest perfume is in your collection, and is that your signature scent? Is that something that you have loved throughout the years? I think for me that the Stella by Stella McCartney is still what I would consider my signature fragrance. I always wear this when we have a special occasion because it just makes me feel beautiful and fancy. Plus, I love the fact that I named my kid after it. So, and she actually really likes this scent too. So, would have been a bummer if she thought that it was disgusting. Luckily, she likes it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And again, let me know down below what your oldest fragrance is in your collection. And what do you do with perfumes that have maybe turned that you no longer want to wear? Do you still keep the bottles or do you toss these? What do you do? I don't actually know what to do with this, but I think if I ordered a new one, I don't know that I would want to keep this necessarily, but yeah, what do you do with old perfume? Let me know. I feel like I've never thrown one away. I've thrown away empty perfume bottles, but I've never thrown away like a perfume bottle that still has perfume in it. So let me know down below as well. Please subscribe if you're new, give this video a thumbs up. And if I can still link these perfumes, I will link them down below. Feel free to go read up about them as well. So have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.